I didn't wait for the pain to subside. There was no time for hesitation anymore. My mother was lying unconscious in a hospital bed, hooked up to machines, and I knew who had put her there. Minjun, Jisoo, Seungho. They had gone too far. The cruel games they played had finally broken something inside me, and now I was going to break them. It didn't matter that I had no real plan. I couldn't stand by anymore, letting them get away with everything. They thought they were untouchable, that their powers made them gods in this twisted high school. Maybe they were right. Maybe I was powerless against them, but I couldn't keep running. The next day at school felt different. Every step I took, every breath I inhaled was filled with the weight of what I was about to do. My body felt strange, tingling, like it was preparing for something beyond my control. I discovered it the night before. Regeneration. When my bones broke or my skin tore, it healed. At first I didn't understand it, but now it didn't matter. What mattered was that I could take whatever they threw at me, and I would get back up. I waited for them at the edge of the school courtyard, my fists clenched, eyes locked on the entrance. Minjun came first, leading the pack, his smug smirk etched on his face like he owned the world. Behind him, Jisoo and Seungho laughed, feeding off his energy, like they always did. The moment Minjun saw me standing there, his smirk deepened. "Well, look who's here," he said, his voice dripping with mockery. "The punching bag's waiting for us. How considerate." Jisoo's laugh was a high-pitched giggle, her fingers crackling with tiny arcs of electricity. "You still haven't learned, Hans. You're just a worm under our boots." I didn't respond. I couldn't. All I could think about was my mother, how she had believed in me, how she had told me I was strong. She was lying in that hospital bed because of them, and I wasn't going to let them walk away. I launched myself at Minjun without warning. It wasn't calculated. It wasn't clever. It was pure, blind rage. But as soon as I moved, I felt it. Gravity wrapped around me like an iron fist, slamming me to the ground. The world tilted, my body crushed under the pressure. Minjun's power was brutal, and my ribs cracked under the weight. But I didn't care. I pushed myself back up, my ribs mending with sickening cracks. I felt my bones realigning, my skin stitching itself together. For a moment, Minjun looked surprised. It wasn't much, but it was enough to make me smile. He hadn't expected me to get up so easily. "What the hell?" Jisoo muttered, electricity flickering in her palms. "How?" She didn't finish her sentence. I charged at her, barely giving her time to react. The electric shock that hit me was like 1,000 needles piercing every nerve in my body, but I didn't stop. My skin burned. The air smelled like ozone, but I kept moving, kept fighting. Seungho was next. His telekinesis slammed into me like a freight train, throwing me into the side of the school building. I hit the bricks hard, my body collapsing in a heap. Pain radiated through me, but again, my bones snapped back into place, my body healing itself. I stood up, my vision blurred but focused only on them. But it wasn't enough. No matter how many times I got back up, they were stronger. Their combined powers overwhelmed me. Minjun's gravity pinned me down, Jisoo's electricity burned through me, and Seungho's telekinesis battered me until I could barely see straight. I tried to fight. I really did. But I wasn't strong enough. They were too powerful. I failed. My body hit the ground one last time, and everything went black.